Have you ever been told to just be yourself or respect her space, only to find yourself lost in the maze of mixed signals, unspoken expectations, or outright rejection? Maybe you've tried to do everything right, following the advice of friends, books, or movies, only to feel confused, frustrated, or heartbroken when things didn't work out. But what if I told you the problem isn't you? The problem lies in the rules you've been following. You see, attraction isn't the logical, straightforward process we often imagine it to be. It's not about ticking off checkboxes or memorizing one-size-fits-all advice. Attraction is emotional, instinctual, even subconscious at times. And that's where most men get it wrong. They treat it like an equation to solve rather than a connection to foster. In this video, we're breaking down the 10 biggest female weaknesses every man needs to know. But let me be clear, this isn't about trickery, manipulation, or playing games. If you're here looking for shortcuts, this video isn't for you. This is about understanding the dynamics of attraction, and more importantly, understanding yourself. We'll explore how Stoicism, an ancient philosophy rooted in self-awareness, emotional control, and authenticity, can help you create deeper, more meaningful connections. By the end of this video, you'll have a practical roadmap to approach relationships with genuine confidence. Not arrogance, not neediness, but the kind of quiet strength that naturally draws others in. So, if you've ever wondered why doing everything right doesn't always work, or if you're ready to see dating and relationships through a new lens, then stay tuned, because what I'm about to share might just change everything you thought you knew about attraction. 1. The steadfast man. Let's kick things off with one of the most underrated yet powerful traits a man can possess: steadfastness. In today's fast-paced, unpredictable world, inconsistency has become the norm. Think about it. How often do people flake on plans, make empty promises, or give up the moment things get challenging? For many women, this inconsistency is a major turn-off. It signals a lack of commitment, reliability, and strength. The steadfast man is different. He's a rare find in a world full of uncertainties. He doesn't just talk about what he'll do, he follows through. It's not about grand gestures, it's about consistency in the small things. If you say you'll text her later, make sure you do. If you promise to pick her up at 7, don't show up at 7:10 with an excuse. These seemingly minor actions send a powerful message. You are dependable, and your word means something. This kind of reliability doesn't just apply to relationships, it's a principle that touches every part of your life. For instance, if you commit to a fitness routine, stick to it. If you set a goal at work, follow through no matter how challenging it gets. Your actions in these areas build your character, and women can sense this strength. Think of steadfastness like being a lighthouse in a stormy sea. Imagine a woman navigating the chaos of life, pressures from work, family, and personal struggles. When she meets a man who provides stability, someone who keeps his promises and stands firm even when life gets tough, it's like finding a safe harbor. She can rely on you because your consistency is a reflection of inner strength. But let's be clear, steadfastness doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. It's not about stubbornly refusing to adapt or sticking to a plan when it's no longer viable. True steadfastness is about dependability with a touch of wisdom. It means knowing when to stand firm and when to adjust course while keeping your principles intact. For example, say you've planned a dinner date, but an emergency arises for her. Instead of sulking about the change, you adapt graciously, reschedule, and still show her that your word matters. This blend of dependability and understanding sets you apart. Women crave this kind of stability, not because they're incapable of navigating life's storms on their own, but because a steadfast partner amplifies their sense of security and connection. Your unwavering reliability makes you unforgettable. So, Start small. If you promise to respond to a message, do it. If you say you'll support her in something, follow through. Over time, these consistent actions will set you apart as a man of substance, someone who doesn't just say he's dependable, but proves it every single day. 2. Confidence, the key to unlocking her attraction. Confidence is magnetic, but here's the twist. It's not about arrogance, loud gestures, or flashy displays of wealth. True confidence is quiet. It's a steady, unshakable belief in yourself, a calm assurance that comes from knowing your worth, not seeking it from others. Let's get real for a moment. Everyone, including women, deals with insecurities, doubts about their appearance, choices, or future. When a woman encounters a man who isn't chasing validation or constantly looking for approval, it's refreshing. Why? Because your confidence signals emotional security. It tells her you're not only comfortable with yourself, but also capable of being a source of stability and reassurance in a world full of uncertainty. But here's the big question. How do you build this kind of confidence? Spoiler alert, it's not something you're born with. Confidence is earned, brick by brick, through actions and habits that reinforce your belief in yourself. Start small, set a goal, something simple but meaningful. For example, commit to hitting the gym 3 times a week, learning a new skill, or sticking to a morning routine. When you follow through, you're teaching yourself an invaluable lesson. You can rely on you. Each small win is like a deposit into your confidence bank, gradually building a strong foundation. Now, let's talk about a powerful mindset shift. Confidence isn't about being flawless or pretending you have all the answers. In fact, some of the most confident people openly acknowledge their imperfections. Imagine this scenario. You're on a date, and instead of nervously trying to impress her with exaggerated stories, you admit, "I've always been terrible at remembering names. It's something I'm working on." That vulnerability, paired with a sense of self-assurance, is incredibly attractive. It shows you're not trying to be someone you're not. You're simply being. Here's an example from real life. Think about Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Yes, he's physically impressive, but his confidence goes beyond that. He often laughs at himself, shares stories of his struggles, and isn't afraid to show his softer side. This blend of strength and vulnerability is what makes him magnetic. Another tip: avoid overthinking. Overanalyzing every move or word is a confidence killer. Imagine walking into a room and thinking, "What if she doesn't like me? What if I say something dumb?" That mindset drains your presence and energy. Instead, flip the script. Tell yourself, "I'm here to enjoy myself and share who I am. Whether she likes me or not, I'm enough." One last thing. Body language. Confident people don't need to dominate a room to stand out. They maintain good posture, make eye contact, and move with purpose. For example, instead of fidgeting or slouching, stand tall and relaxed. When you greet her, a firm but warm handshake or a genuine smile says, "I'm comfortable in my own skin." In the end, remember this: confidence isn't about perfection, it's about authenticity. When you own your strengths and your flaws, you create an irresistible aura of self-assurance. You're telling the world and her that you're someone worth knowing. And trust me, that's a quality no one can resist. 3. Ambition. Why women are drawn to men with goals. Ambition is like a flame. It lights up your life and draws others toward its warmth. It's one of the most attractive traits a man can have because it signals purpose, drive, and the ability to envision a better future. But here's the catch. Ambition doesn't mean you have to be launching a billion-dollar startup or chasing fame. It's about having direction, a sense of purpose that gives your life meaning and keeps you moving forward. Think about this. We all admire people who strive for something more, whether it's mastering a skill, creating something unique, or simply becoming the best version of themselves. When a woman sees that you're ambitious, it's inspiring because it shows her that you're not stagnant, you're a man on a journey, and that energy is contagious. Ambition isn't about comparing yourself to others or chasing material success. It could be as simple as wanting to run a marathon, learn to play the guitar, or start a side project that excites you. What matters is the why behind your goals. Women are drawn to men who have passions and aspirations because it suggests depth and resilience. It tells her that you're someone who values growth, someone she can share dreams and build a future with. For example, imagine you're on a date and she asks what you've been up to. Instead of shrugging and saying, "Not much," you share how you've been learning a new language or taking cooking classes because it's something you've always wanted to do. That spark in your voice when you talk about it. That's ambition in action. It's magnetic. But how do you cultivate ambition? Start by identifying what excites you. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? What kind of person do I want to become? Your goals don't have to be monumental. They just need to matter to you. Break them down into smaller steps and focus on making consistent progress. Here's a practical example. Let's say you've always wanted to get in better shape. Instead of setting an overwhelming goal like lose 50 pounds, start small, commit to exercising 3 times a week, or cutting out sugary drinks. Each milestone you hit reinforces your sense of achievement, fueling your ambition further. Ambition isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Even when you face setbacks, the fact that you're striving shows determination. This resilience is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates that you won't give up easily, whether it's in your personal goals or in the relationship itself. Women also appreciate ambition because it often extends beyond the individual. It shows that you're thinking about the future and envisioning a life that includes her. For instance, if you're saving to buy a home or working toward a promotion, you're not just creating a better life for yourself. You're building a foundation for something greater. Another way ambition shines is through your attitude. A man with ambition carries himself differently. He's proactive, not passive. He seeks opportunities rather than waiting for them to fall into his lap. This mindset doesn't just apply to career or personal goals. It's evident in how you approach life. Imagine this scenario. You're at a party, and instead of blending into the background, you take the initiative to introduce yourself to people and engage in meaningful conversations. That proactive energy reflects ambition. It shows that you're not content to sit back and let life pass you by. Ultimately, ambition is about living with intention. When you have goals, big or small, you radiate a sense of purpose that's undeniably attractive. You're showing her and the world that you're not just existing, you're striving. And in a world where many settle for mediocrity, that makes you stand out. 4. The bad boy. Why mystery keeps her hooked. When we talk about the allure of the bad boy, let's get one thing straight. It's not about being rude, disrespectful, or treating others poorly. What makes the bad boy so attractive is a mix of confidence, emotional independence, and most importantly, mystery. He's not an open book, and that air of intrigue sparks curiosity. Think about this. Humans are naturally drawn to the unknown. When everything about someone is laid out up front, there's nothing left to discover, no challenge to pique our interest. The bad boy keeps her guessing, not in a manipulative way, but by maintaining a sense of individuality and unpredictability. So, how do you embody these traits without turning into a jerk? It starts with keeping parts of your life private. You don't have to share every thought, feeling, or detail of your day. For instance, instead of immediately answering her question about your weekend plans, you might say, "I've got something planned, but you'll find out soon enough." This simple approach creates a sense of anticipation and intrigue. Another key trait of the bad boy is that his world doesn't revolve around anyone, not even her. This doesn't mean you should ignore her or act indifferent. It means you have your own priorities, passions and goals, and you're not willing to abandon them just to please someone else. Imagine this. She asks you to skip a workout or cancel plans with friends to spend time with her. Instead of instantly agreeing, you politely say, "I'd love to see you, but I've already made a commitment. Let's plan for another day." That kind of self-respect is magnetic because it shows you value your time and won't compromise your principles. Unpredictability is another hallmark of the bad boy's charm. He keeps things exciting by breaking routines or doing the unexpected. For example, instead of always following the same date patterns, dinner, a movie, then home, suggest something spontaneous like a late-night drive, a surprise picnic, or an impromptu dance in the rain. These unexpected moments create memories and keep the relationship dynamic. Let's look at an example from pop culture. Think about James Bond. He's the quintessential bad boy, not because he's reckless, but because he's mysterious, confident, and emotionally self-contained. Bond rarely gives away his emotions, and his life is full of adventure and purpose. Women are drawn to him because they're intrigued by what lies beneath the surface, and because he's not dependent on anyone for his sense of identity. Now, emotional independence doesn't mean shutting her out or being aloof. It's about being grounded in yourself. For instance, if she's upset, you're empathetic but not overly reactive. You listen, offer support, and remain calm, showing that you're her anchor in difficult moments. Mystery and independence don't just apply to romantic relationships. They're principles you can apply across your life. Cultivate hobbies or passions that are uniquely yours, whether it's playing an instrument, building a side business, or traveling solo. When you have a life that's rich and fulfilling on its own, you naturally become more attractive. Here's an important note. Mystery doesn't mean playing games or withholding affection. It's about leaving room for discovery. For example, instead of texting her 24/7 and giving her a play-by-play of your life, let her wonder what you're up to sometimes. That space allows her to miss you and keeps the excitement alive. At its core, the bad boy archetype is about balance. You're confident but kind, independent but connected, unpredictable but reliable when it matters. When you embody these traits authentically, you become the kind of man who keeps her intrigued, not because you're trying to, but because you genuinely have a life worth exploring. 5. Ignored attention, how scarcity increases value. In today's social landscape, attention is abundant. With the rise of social media, many women receive an endless stream of likes, comments, and compliments daily. This constant validation often dilutes the value of attention, making it feel cheap and readily available. But what happens when attention becomes scarce? It becomes desirable, even valuable. This is where the principle of scarcity comes into play, a psychological concept that suggests people place higher value on things that are limited or hard to obtain. In a world where women are bombarded with likes, comments, and compliments, attention has become cheap. The men who stand out are those who make their attention a scarce commodity. Don't flood her with texts or constantly validate her. Instead, focus on your own life and let her seek your attention. When she works for it, she values it more. This is a principle of scarcity at its finest. Imagine this scenario. A man meets a woman he's interested in. Like most men, he could flood her with messages, compliment her excessively, and be overly available. While this might seem like a good way to show interest, it often backfires. Why? Because the woman might subconsciously start to take his attention for granted. It's too easy, too predictable, too abundant. Now, consider a different approach. Instead of constant texting or frequent validation, the man remains slightly elusive. He might occasionally respond to messages but doesn't always initiate. He focuses on his passions, goals, and friends. His attention is given selectively and genuinely, not as a default. This scarcity makes his attention feel special, even exclusive. The woman may begin to wonder, why isn't he like everyone else, and feel more drawn to him as a result. Real-world examples. 1. Texting. Instead of replying instantly every time, occasionally take time to focus on other tasks before responding. This subtle delay can show you're busy and not always at her disposal. 2. Compliments. Rather than showering her with compliments, make them meaningful and occasional. A well-timed, specific compliment feels more genuine than constant generic praise. 3. Availability. Have your own life. Pursue hobbies, hang out with friends, and work on your goals. When your life is full, your time becomes naturally scarce, and she will appreciate the moments you share more. This principle ties into the psychology of value. When something is rare or hard to get, it feels more rewarding when achieved. In relationships, this doesn't mean playing games or being intentionally distant. It means having self-respect, prioritizing your own growth, and allowing someone to appreciate your attention rather than expect it. By embracing the principle of ignored attention, you create a dynamic where your interest feels more significant, leading to stronger mutual respect and attraction. 6. Pre-selection. Why women are attracted to desired men. Have you ever noticed that a man surrounded by women often seems more attractive to others? This phenomenon isn't a coincidence. It's called pre-selection, a psychological concept that stems from evolutionary biology and human behavior. Pre-selection acts as a form of social proof. When a man is already desired and respected by women, others naturally assume he possesses qualities that make him a worthy partner. Have you ever noticed that women seem to be more interested in a man who's already admired by other women? This is called pre-selection, and it's a psychological phenomenon deeply rooted in human behavior. When women see that other women desire you, it validates your value in their eyes. It's like social proof. You don't have to convince her you're worth her time because others have already done it for you. But how do you use this to your advantage? Focus on building a vibrant social life. Surround yourself with supportive friends, including women who genuinely enjoy your company. When you're seen as a man who attracts positive attention, you become infinitely more appealing. Remember, though, this isn't about faking relationships or bragging. It's about showing that you're a man of value and high social standing without having to say a word. The science behind pre-selection. From an evolutionary perspective, pre-selection is tied to mate choice. If others have already vetted a man and found him desirable, it saves time and energy for a potential partner. It's a subconscious shortcut. Women feel reassured about a man's qualities, be it his confidence, charm, or status, when they see others are drawn to him. This isn't just about romantic interest. It also applies to friendships, charisma, and respect within a community. People gravitate toward those who are well regarded by others because it signals trustworthiness and value. Examples of pre-selection. 1. Social events. Picture a man at a party surrounded by a group of women laughing and engaging with him. Even if he isn't flirting, his ability to draw attention signals that he's interesting and socially capable. Other women at the event may notice and feel curious about him. 2. Online presence. A man with a social media profile filled with photos of him enjoying life with friends, especially mixed gender groups, appears more appealing than one with a blank or overly solitary profile. 3. Mutual validation. When a woman hears from her friends that a man is kind, fun, or attractive, she's more likely to see him in the same light. This external validation can influence her perception before she even meets him. Build genuine friendships. Cultivate meaningful connections with women in your life. When you're surrounded by women who respect and enjoy your company, their positive energy reflects on you. Focus on social circles. Engage in hobbies, activities, or groups that allow you to meet a variety of people. Being active in social settings naturally increases your visibility and credibility. Be confident and authentic. Confidence is attractive, and authenticity amplifies it. Trying too hard to appear desired, such as bragging about ex-partners or fabricating attention, comes across as insecure and disingenuous. Pre-selection taps into deep-seated psychological instincts. It's not about being a ladies' man or seeking validation. It's about positioning yourself as someone who adds value to others' lives. When women see that you're respected and admired by your peers, especially other women, they instinctively associate you with qualities like confidence, emotional intelligence, and high social standing. By embracing pre-selection in a natural, authentic way, you can enhance your appeal without saying a word, allowing your actions and connections to speak for themselves. 7. Humor, the secret weapon to break down barriers. Humor is a universal language that has the power to dissolve tension, build rapport, and leave a lasting impression. It's not about delivering punchlines like a stand-up comedian or cracking jokes every second. It's about cultivating an ability to find joy in the moment and share it with others. Humor, when used effectively, can make you approachable, memorable, and irresistibly charming. Humor is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. It breaks down walls, creates instant connection, and makes you unforgettable. But here's the catch. It's not about being a stand-up comedian or cracking jokes every second. Women are drawn to men who can make them laugh because laughter triggers positive emotions. It also shows that you're comfortable in your skin and don't take life, or yourself, too seriously. How do you become funnier? Start by being present in the moment. Observe your surroundings and find the lighter side of things. Self-deprecating humor, when done right, can also be incredibly charming. For instance, if you trip over your words, instead of getting embarrassed, say something like, "There goes my audition for public speaking." The key is to use humor to make her feel at ease, not to overshadow or ridicule anyone. A good laugh can open doors to deeper emotional connections. Laughter is more than just a reaction. It's a powerful emotional connector. When you make someone laugh, their brain releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine and endorphins, creating a sense of happiness and relaxation. Humor also signals intelligence, confidence, and emotional resilience, qualities that are universally attractive. From an evolutionary perspective, humor may indicate adaptability and creativity, traits that were essential for survival and problem-solving. A man who can turn a tense situation into a light-hearted moment demonstrates composure and resourcefulness. Be authentic. Your sense of humor should reflect your personality. Trying to imitate someone else's style of comedy can come across as forced or insincere. Practice observational humor. Pay attention to the world around you and find ways to comment on it in a light, playful manner. For instance, if you're both stuck in a long line, you could say, "Well, I guess this is the VIP section of waiting in line." Master self-deprecation. Laughing at yourself can be endearing if done in moderation. It shows humility and confidence. For example, if you spill your drink, you could joke, "Clearly I've been training for the clumsy Olympics." Avoid overdoing it. Humor should enhance the interaction, not dominate it. A well-placed joke or funny comment is much more effective than a constant stream of quips. Know your audience. Tailor your humor to the context and the person you're speaking with. What's funny in one setting might not land the same way in another. Playful banter. If she teases you about something, respond with a light-hearted comeback. For instance, if she says, "You're really into that shirt, huh?" you could reply, "It's not a shirt, it's a lifestyle." Situational comedy. Use shared experiences to create humor. If you're both caught in a sudden rainstorm, you might say, "Well, this wasn't in my forecast for the day." Funny observations. Comment on something absurd or ironic. If you're at a coffee shop with an elaborate drink menu, you could joke, "I'll take the caramel dream deluxe with a side of self-worth, please." What to avoid? Overly sarcastic or negative humor. While a little sarcasm can be funny, too much can come across as mean-spirited or cynical. Offensive jokes. Avoid humor that targets sensitive topics or could make someone feel uncomfortable. Trying too hard. Forced humor often falls flat and can make the interaction feel awkward. The purpose of humor is to create a positive emotional connection. It's not about showing off or trying to be the center of attention. It's about fostering a sense of ease and enjoyment. When you make someone laugh, you're not just entertaining them, you're creating a moment of shared joy that can deepen your bond. By honing your humor skills, you'll find that laughter is a bridge to deeper conversations, stronger connections, and lasting memories. It's a secret weapon that can break down barriers and open the door to authentic relationships. 8. Emotional intelligence, the underrated superpower. In the realm of relationships, emotional intelligence, EQ, is often overlooked, but is one of the most vital skills you can possess. It's the ability to recognize, understand, and manage both your emotions and the emotions of others in a way that builds trust, strengthens connections, and fosters mutual respect. While physical attraction might ignite a spark, emotional intelligence is what sustains the flame. Emotional intelligence is a game changer. It's the ability to understand, manage, and respond to emotions, both yours and hers, in a way that strengthens the relationship. Most men struggle with this. They either suppress their emotions or become overly reactive. Women, however, value a man who can navigate emotions with composure and empathy. For example, if she's upset, instead of trying to fix the situation immediately, just listen. Say something like, "That sounds really tough. I'm here if you want to talk about it." This shows you're not only attentive, but also capable of being a supportive partner. Developing emotional intelligence requires practice. Start by reflecting on your own feelings and reactions. Pay attention to the emotional cues of others and respond with care and understanding. Over time, this skill will set you apart as a man who truly gets it. Emotional intelligence isn't about being overly sensitive or passive. It's about striking a balance between understanding emotions and maintaining emotional stability. Women often look for partners who can provide both emotional support and maturity. When you show that you can handle emotions, both good and bad, it demonstrates emotional strength, empathy, and self-awareness. People with high EQs are better communicators, conflict resolvers, and listeners, all traits that contribute to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It allows you to navigate tricky emotional waters with grace, turning potential misunderstandings into opportunities for deeper connection. How to develop emotional intelligence. 1. Self-awareness. Start by becoming aware of your own emotions. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And why am I feeling this way? Journaling or meditating can help you identify emotional patterns and triggers. 2. Active listening. When someone is sharing their feelings, resist the urge to interject or provide solutions immediately. Focus on understanding their perspective. Use phrases like, "Tell me more about that," or "I can see why you'd feel that way." 3. Empathy. Practice putting yourself in someone else's shoes. How might they be feeling, and why? Empathy shows that you care about their experience, not just the outcome of the situation. 4. Manage your reactions. Stay composed during emotionally charged situations. If you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to breathe or step away to process your emotions. Reacting with anger or frustration often escalates the issue. 5. Adaptability. Be flexible in your approach. Not every situation calls for the same emotional response. Sometimes it's about offering solutions. Other times, it's about simply being there. During conflict, if she's upset and says, "You never listen to me," instead of getting defensive, respond with, "I'm sorry you feel that way. Can you tell me more about what's on your mind? I want to understand." This de-escalates tension and opens up constructive dialogue, providing support. If she's had a rough day, instead of saying, "It's not a big deal," try, "I'm sorry you're dealing with that. What can I do to help?" This validates her emotions and shows you care about her well-being. Reading emotional cues. If she's unusually quiet or withdrawn, gently ask, "Hey, you seem a bit down today. Is everything okay?" Acknowledging her mood demonstrates attentiveness and concern. Acknowledging your own mistakes. If you've said or done something hurtful, take responsibility. Say, "I realize I hurt you earlier, and I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention, and I'll do better next time." Benefits of emotional intelligence in relationships, deeper connections. Emotional intelligence helps you create a safe space for vulnerability, which is the foundation of intimacy. Improved communication. You're better equipped to navigate misunderstandings, express your feelings, and encourage your partner to do the same. Conflict resolution. With emotional intelligence, you can address disagreements calmly and constructively, rather than letting them escalate into unnecessary fights. Trust and respect. When you demonstrate emotional maturity, your partner will trust and respect you more, knowing you can handle challenges together. Emotional intelligence isn't just a nice-to-have trait. It's a necessity for meaningful relationships. It shows that you're not just concerned with the surface-level aspects of a partnership, but are also invested in emotional depth and mutual growth. By developing your EQ, you'll set yourself apart as a man who truly understands what it means to connect on a deeper level. This ability will not only make you a more desirable partner, but also enrich every aspect of your life. 9. Physical presence. How body language speaks louder than words. Your physical presence can communicate volumes before you even say a word. Women are naturally attuned to subtle cues in body language, and how you carry yourself can either amplify or diminish your appeal. The good news? You don't need to have the physique of an action hero to exude a commanding presence. What matters most is your posture, movements, and energy. You don't have to look like a movie star to attract women, but your physical presence matters. Body language is a silent but powerful form of communication, and it can either enhance or undermine your appeal. Stand tall, keep your shoulders back, and maintain eye contact. This posture conveys confidence and self-assurance. Avoid fidgeting or slouching, as these behaviors suggest insecurity. Another key aspect is your voice. Speak with clarity and at a steady pace. A calm, deep tone signals confidence and authority. For example, if you're at a social gathering, instead of standing in a corner glued to your phone, engage with the environment. Smile, make light conversation, and exude a relaxed but confident vibe. Women notice these subtle cues more than you think. Key elements of physical presence. 1. Posture. Stand tall with your head held high and your shoulders back. This not only projects confidence, but also improves your own sense of self-assurance. 2. Eye contact. Maintaining eye contact shows attentiveness and confidence. Avoid staring too intensely, but don't look away too quickly either. Strike a balance that feels natural. 3. Gestures. Use open and deliberate gestures. Crossing your arms or fidgeting can make you seem closed off or nervous. 4th movement. Walk with purpose. A steady, relaxed stride gives the impression of confidence and composure. 5. Facial expressions. Smile genuinely and warmly. A friendly expression invites connection and puts others at ease. In a conversation, Lean in slightly to show interest, but maintain a comfortable distance. Nod occasionally to signal that you're listening and avoid looking distracted. In a room, position yourself where you're visible and approachable, such as near the center of the room or by the main gathering area, instead of isolating yourself in a corner. While speaking, use your hands to emphasize points, but avoid over-gesturing. A calm and measured voice helps convey authority and control. Your physical presence sends a message about how you perceive yourself. If you carry yourself with confidence, women will instinctively pick up on your self-assured energy. Conversely, slouching, avoiding eye contact, or appearing overly nervous can signal insecurity, even if it's unintentional. 10. Purpose, the magnetism of a man on a mission. There's nothing more compelling than a man who knows what he wants and works relentlessly to achieve it. Purpose gives your life direction and meaning, and this focus is inherently attractive. Women aren't looking to be your sole reason for living. They want to align with someone who is already driven, passionate, and self-assured. Finally, let's talk about purpose. A man with a clear mission in life is incredibly attractive because he's focused, driven, and unapologetically himself. Women don't want to be the center of your universe. They want to join you on your journey. When you're living with purpose, you naturally exude passion and direction. This inspires respect and admiration. Think about what truly drives you. Is it your career, a creative passion, a cause you care deeply about? Whatever it is, pursue it relentlessly. Not only will this give your life meaning, but it will also make you a more engaging and fulfilled individual. For instance, imagine you're working on a project you're passionate about. Sharing your excitement about it shows her that you're a man of vision and ambition, which is irresistibly attractive. Identify your passions. Reflect on what excites or fulfills you. Whether it's career aspirations, hobbies, or social causes, find something that lights a fire within you. Set goals. Break your purpose into actionable steps. Having clear goals shows that you're not just dreaming, you're making things happen. Stay committed. Pursue your mission with consistency and resilience, even when challenges arise. Your dedication will inspire respect. Share your vision. When appropriate, talk about your passions and ambitions. Let others see the depth of your character and drive. Balance relationships. Purpose doesn't mean neglecting your partner. Instead, invite her to be part of your journey while maintaining your focus on personal growth. Examples. Career ambition. You're working toward a promotion or building your own business. Sharing the milestones and challenges shows determination and grit. Creative passion. Whether it's music, writing, or art, your enthusiasm for creating something meaningful can be contagious. Community involvement. Volunteering for a cause you care about demonstrates compassion and a sense of responsibility. Fitness goals. Committing to a healthy lifestyle shows discipline and self-respect, qualities that others admire. Purpose creates a magnetic aura of confidence and fulfillment. When you're living for something greater than yourself, you become a source of inspiration and stability. Women respect and admire men who are driven, not because of what they achieve, but because of the passion and dedication they bring to life. And there you have it, the top 10 female weaknesses every man must know. These aren't tricks or gimmicks. They're insights into human nature that can help you build stronger, more authentic connections. Remember, this isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding the dynamics of attraction and using that knowledge to be the best version of yourself. If this video resonated with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. Drop a comment below saying, "I'm ready," and let us know which of these traits you'll start working on today. If you're serious about leveling up your life and relationships, consider joining our channel memberships. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content for men around the world. Thank you for watching, and remember, growth begins with understanding. Stay steadfast, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next video.